So you're going up the mountains this weekend?
We are. In my son's championship baseball game, which they've been terrible all season during the championship, because they start over, is Saturday at 10:30. I was like, thank you. Oh, that's your month. So I've got him he's gonna have a sleepover with a buddy, and I'm just gonna get up at 5 and drive back, pick him up from his buddy's house and then go to the game, and then I'm bringing him and his buddy back up. But it's like, trying to harsh the vibe pretty hard, so we'll see. All right, we'll go ahead and get rolling, or I guess we'll wait for Audrey to get back, because she's the boss lady, she's the one that asked me to do this, so. Okay, I don't know everybody's name. Can you guys introduce yourselves real quick? Yeah.
So hello everyone, my name is Jasmine. I am fairly new, but I'm just trying to get as much training in as possible.
Yeah, we're gonna just everybody say names so everybody can get to know each other. So Jasmine, thank you for coming.
I'm Sharka now.
We'll go into someone online. Go ahead.
I'm John. I do marketing for the Bashara team.
Oh, awesome. Welcome, John. Glad you're here.
I think most of you know me, Rob Fritz. Been in this office for a long time.
Are you Tim Fritz's brother?
Am I Tim Fritz's brother? Yes.
Yeah, I think he coached me on lacrosse.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
You played at Walton and Thunder?
feeder, like until 8th grade, then I went to BT.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and I
awesome.
know Drew. 'cause
Dude, I know
was
everybody
with
kind of knows you, but we're just saying names real quick.
Oh, is there names? Oh, okay.
Ethan and I are good friends.
Yeah, Ethan's a good guy.
Okay, not everybody knows me. I'm Atharine. I am a realtor and a PC coach, and I've been in this office for 13 years. They won't let me leave.
Amazing. I won't go back to you because we started on this side. Go ahead.
Why are you late?
Wow, I didn't say it. Brutal.
So my name is Ivan. I've been in this office for 4 years. What episode was that?
No, that's glad
it?
you're here.
Okay.
That's it. We're just doing names. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Charlotte. I'm new to the office,
Wonderful.
coming
glad
back
you're
in the
here.
business after several year hiatus.
Awesome. Now, Charlotte.
Okay, there we go. Hi guys, everyone, I'm Charlotte. Nice to meet you, Rob.
Meet you.
I'm Sahar, 3 years in real estate.
And she's killing it. She works like a, you know what though, she really works very, very hard.
Thank you.
I'm Sandra. Been in the business 17 years.
Oh, like I knew that. That's awesome.
I'm Stella Sus. I've been in the business for 7 years too almost, and now I'm helping Yvette, like her assistant.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming.
I missed
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Where are you, Jasmine? Are you on a team or are you individual?
Individual, less than a year, but I'm doing coaching with Angela on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, good for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, so cool. And I'm Libby. This is my 8th year. I can always tell because my middle child is 8 and I started when she was a little baby. So that's how I can keep track of how long it's been for me. Always been at this office, very glad to have landed here, incredible training, people that give back and do things like this. So it's really is what started me here. When I started real estate, I had moved to Georgia. I had just moved to Georgia and I was in nonprofit work. I'm from Kansas City and I knew I had kind of carved myself a niche job, and so I was like, I don't think I am gonna continue. When I move, I gotta think of something to do. And I also was super pregnant at the time, like 39 weeks pregnant. I did end up having Corey in Kansas City and then we moved when she was 6 weeks old. But I was already on the brain of like, okay, what's my next thing? And I had a not quite 3-year-old, as well as, the newborn. And I got in this industry, why everybody gets in this industry. What was it?
Oh, freedom!
Flexibility! What a joke.
What a joke.
What a joke.
What a joke.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, it's like, it'll get you. But I am very glad to have found this industry because I really fell in love. I didn't have a sphere. My sister Bless her heart, love her to death. She's never given me business. She's the only person I knew that lived here. She's tried, we're very different personalities. So it really was starting from nothing and going, all right, well, how am I gonna make it in this business? And I remember, we sat down and I was very involved with like group coaching and had Julianne Rivera was my coach for the previous authoring, was a PC coach here and still is in office. And, kind of crafted this plan and I remember her asking me like, what's your goal? We have to think of goals. And I was like, coming from the nonprofit world, I was like, okay, what does capping mean? And I was like, oh my God, $60,000, I could make that? That would be incredible, that'd be amazing. And I was like, okay, I wanna make $60,000, I wanna cap. And I joined in December and I had capped by June and just kind of kept it rolling. And I think I ended up with maybe 150 GCI or something that first year. I far surpassed my initial kind of paltry goal. I didn't realize it was a small goal. I was just like, I've never made money before, but I've always worked hard. So it really gave me the freedom and really, and I started this kind of, I never call it 36 touch because to me it's not 36. Like I think if you added it up, I'm at like 63 or something touches. But really, I crafted my very first touch plan of like, here's how I'm gonna reach out to everybody and keep in touch with people that I've met with Julianne. And I remember giving her this really pretty piece of paper being like, here's my plan, here's everything I'm gonna do. And she was like, if you actually implement this, you will go far. But I will tell you, most people spend most of their time crafting this perfect plan and then putting it away and never looking at it again. And then go, oh, whoops, I had a plan, oh shoot. And then you hear somebody has a big sparkly idea and you're like, oh, maybe I'll do that. Okay, well then somebody else does something too. Oh, I gotta try to do that. And you don't have a plan and so you're doing kind of nothing, right? So I've changed it, and instead of giving you my actual plan, I'm just kind of giving you a summary. And this is not like you have to do this. This is just what has worked for me. I'm again in year 8 and I've changed a lot of things, added things on, do more of some things, do less of other things. So it's really all about figuring out how you want to show up in your business and what you want to do. And I do say it does matter what you like to do as well, but not everybody likes to work. You just have to kind of grab one of these on here. But you just have to kind of create a plan that you think will be effective, that won't make you miserable, ideally. But it is gonna be work, right, always. So I'm kind of gonna go through everything that I do. Again, I'm not saying you have to do all of these things. I'm not saying that's the only way to keep in touch with your people, but you have to think of something that will keep you in front and top of mind of your database and the people that you know. Jalen, I'll give you one of these too. Actually, I'm gonna give you all of them. Some of you get one. Awesome. So, because it's all about, the first step before you even kind of think through the plan is raise your hand, do you have some kind of database? Right? I mean, we all have communities, like do you have a database with people in it, with contact information of those people and a way to use that database? Awesome. And even, Charlotte, I know you're new and getting back in, obviously Keller Williams has Command, it's great, you pay for it already, so might as well use it. But even if you're like, I'm gonna start with an Excel spreadsheet, that's fine, that's fine. You gotta just start from somewhere and gather information from the people that you know. And a full contact, right, is the goal. You've got their first name, you got their last name, you got their email address, you got their cell phone number, you got their home address, you got their birthday, if you help them buy a house, you got their home anniversary, and you have tags that goes, oh, okay, this person lives in Greater Atlanta, so they're gonna get my newsletter because it's Greater Atlanta. They live in East Cobb, so I'm gonna do an East Cobb tag. They have young kids, so I'm gonna put young family, because then I'll remind them to invite them to Spooktacular and XYZ. I know they're really into whatever you think will help you segment your people. Create tags that will help you in the future, and it can be basic for now, and then you kind of add to them as you see a need. But it really kind of all has to start with your database, having one, And then, especially as you're getting familiar with your database, you're wanting to think through, okay, who are these people? Who are the people in my database? Is it all families with young kids? Okay, cool, I'm gonna lean hard into kid-friendly events or kid-friendly things. That's gonna add value to them. Is it all people who are ready to downsize and their kids are out of the house? They're not gonna come to Spooktacular, and you still want to have something that's gonna touch them, that's gonna be of interest to them. So in reality, all of us are probably gonna end up with a mix of people. So it's really kind of looking through your database for common themes and going, okay, what do I like to do? What would they like to do? How can I add value to these people that, are into different things? So anyway, and I do have kind of some more questions that you can think through at the end. Those are more like self-guided things, but I'll just go through telling you kind of what I do each year. So every month I do a monthly email newsletter. I am not somebody that will tolerate spending hours on almost anything. I am efficient to a fault. So I'm not the person that's like, oh, I gotta spend 7 hours making my Instagram post look perfect, and then I'm gonna post it and 3 people are gonna see, and oh my god, I wasted a whole day for 3 people to see something. The thought alone makes my skin crawl. So I am very much more of like, let's do it, let's make it relevant, but let's get to it and be done and send it, right? So for my monthly newsletter, I very rarely spend more than an hour making it. I do use video. I literally put my camera on and one take, if it takes 2, fine. Like I'm not spending all day crafting this, right? But I do a little video in there that's something relevant, what I'm seeing in the market, or maybe market stats, or hey, have you heard about this lawsuit? Let me tell you about it if you haven't. Whatever it is, it's different every month. I know not everybody's watching it, and that's fine, but I do usually get a couple people either text me or reply, well, this is interesting, great, that's what I want. Scratch the people who are leaning in, and then I know, oh, they're leaning in probably for some reason. I need to keep them front of mind. And the rest of the newsletter is just kind of like, I always have some kind of event or giveaway or something, so I'm putting that in there, maybe highlighting a listing. My newsletters are pretty short and sweet, like they're not super long, not super involved, and that's kind of how I like it. I put the tech options in here. I use MailChimp, you can use whatever you want. I think Command can send a newsletter, right? Yeah. So use Command, BombBomb, Flowdesk, go ahead.
What kind of information do you put in your newsletter? Like, do you stick to kind of like real estate and metrics of real estate, or do you kind of put more community-driven things?
I do kind of a mix. Like for me, like my video usually touches mostly with real estate, and then really the rest of my newsletter, it might be only 2 or 3 other like graphics with little blurbs explaining them, but it's usually like, hey,
Clean your
save the
gutters.
date, this event's coming up, Shred Purge is around the corner and you'll be invited, so like, mark your calendars down, or I've got a happy hour going on. And every once in a while I'll highlight like, hey, this is an awesome local business that you should be supporting. I probably should do more of that, and again, it's kind of just like, let's just get to the point. This is my goal. But I do think a blend of both is nice, because most of your database doesn't necessarily care about real estate all the time. It's only when they're leaning in that they're leaning in. So it's nice to like do some community-minded things. And I will do like, oh, it's fall, here's like, use ChatGPT, what are the best pumpkin patches around? Okay, throw those in there, just to something like that. But yeah, keeping it pretty simple. Another easy thing that you can use Command for, whatever database probably you have, is anybody that is in your database that is a homeowner, hopefully you have their address of the home that they own and their email. And that already gets you so far. So that means that you can set them up with a home evaluation tool of some kind. And again, I think when in the beginning, before I did it automated, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put a reminder, and every 6 months I'm gonna be like, hey, here's the recent sales in your area. I mean, that's something, but do yourself a favor and make it automated, because it's so easy now. Again, Command has this, right? Command people, yes. So whether it's your market or neighborhood report, I use HomeBot and I love it. It's pretty inexpensive for what it is. And really the point of this is like you set them up and then you are done. The gold here, or the value here, is it'll send you a summary of who's looking at it. okay, is there a reason they're looking at it? Probably. So those are the people that, again, you follow up with the phone call. Hey, I saw you checked on your value. I haven't actually been to your house in so long. Would you mind if I pop by and I can tell you if it's accurate or not? Because it's really just an
It's an
algorithm,
algorithm.
you know? And so you're telling them, hey, it's not nailed in, but I'd be happy to come by anytime and give you a proper evaluation. And then usually you can tune whatever the tool is and they keep it, you know, it's an algorithm, it's still gonna change, but you can kind of fine tune it if you need it. But the goal is not to spend a ton of time, but just you can kind of keep a pulse, right? And go, okay, like I have a finger on the pulse, I see this person's interested, this person's leaning in for some reason, I'm gonna follow up with them.
I had one hit on mine yesterday
That's awesome.
and spurred a conversation.
Exactly, and even if they're like, well, I'm not interested, but no worries, you think about doing any updates or
But
is that just?
that's like 2 touches because he saw it and I had a phone call with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's not selling right now, but
Right, but it's still like a great real estate conversation and it just landed in your lap, here's an opportunity to talk to somebody because you know they're leaning in.
Top of
So
mind.
that's kind of the cool part. I am very event heavy just because I really like them. They're, especially as I've gotten further into the business, I have done more. I'm doing 9 this year and that's pretty normal for me, more months than not, I have an event. And they're really fun, but I will say, you don't have to have a big budget or a big business to successfully do an event. You just have to be realistic on what you can do. So like when I was new, I remember my very first drive because I was trying to get to know, I needed a sphere. My kids went to a preschool, I didn't know anybody there, but I talked to the director and said, hey, would you mind if I kind of advertise, I'm doing a coat drive with my office. And would you mind if I kind of advertise and put like a bucket out and like collect and send emails saying I'm doing this coat drive? Well, of course, okay, well now I have everybody's emails and it's not, hey, I'm a realtor, hey, buy, sell, or invest with me, which you do need to let them know that, but it's more of a, hey, look at, I'm giving back. Hey, Must Ministries is collecting coats, it's a cold winter, I would be so happy if you could come and drop it off at drop off for preschool, or you can drop it off at my office, or heck, I'll drive to your house and pick up coats. And it's a great touch where people still see you're a realtor, you're doing it at your office, you've got your signature line, but you're not cramming it down their throats of, I'm doing this, guys, real estate. It's just a nice touch that shows that you're giving back, and people wanna give back too, right? So you're inviting them into giving back to the community. And it costs you nothing. And you can do multiple a year. You can do a food drive for Thanksgiving, that's kind of a common one. A toy drive, you know, Christmas is around the corner, holiday time's around the corner, coats in the winter. You can do them all year. School supply drive is a big one that we do. And like, I'm sure there's things you can think of in the spring. People still have needs in the spring. Reach out to your favorite nonprofits. Hey, what are your most needed items? What's your Amazon wish list? I'm gonna just advertise it. It's just a very easy way to, again, give back to the community and it costs you nothing. You're just engaging people. So that's a very easy kind of event where you're, you know, you're not spending any money, but you're just kind of having that touch. The office, of course, has events. I think you'd be absolutely silly to not take advantage of what we're already doing. Like, we're creating it for you, you just show up. Like, show up, invite your people, and volunteer.
Oh my
But-
God, that's spooktacular,
It was great.
Was amazing.
exceptional.
Yeah, it
Don't
really
you
was.
think, Rob?
yeah, the last 2 years have been
Excellent.
great.
I mean,
Mhm.
how could you not? How
Yeah.
could you not
Right.
use spooktacular?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
But it gets
That
demographic also, so
that-
for like me,
Right.
Right. It's
Yeah.
young families mostly that are interested, but you probably know somebody.
Touch everybody
yeah.
and then send those pictures.
Right.
That is one of the most excellent things that I've seen put on.
No,
And
absolutely.
it's not you putting it on, but it looks like it's you.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you don't have to plan every last detail. You just volunteer a little bit, invite your people to show up. So those are like super easy. And we also have like the shredded dump in the spring, and that hits pretty much all demographics. Maybe not renters as much, but like if you own a home, you got some junk.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got some stuff you need to get rid of. That's
Yeah.
that's
Have
kids.
junk.
Renters
And
have
especially-
junk,
But
yeah.
especially it hits kind of like the, oh, I'm not thinking about downsizing or selling. So it kind of hits that, and I do feel like that group of people sometimes can be harder to get to an event, but they tell you.
Doctors with private practices love it.
Yeah,
It's
they
CPAs because they can bring
Yeah.
everything. I have one doctor in our neighborhood, he brings like, they come like 2 times with
With the
carloads
truck.
of their
Yeah.
Paper.
files, the files, and you can watch, and they can watch it be shredded, so it's
Yeah.
secured. But like those are like really easy, and Silverton usually does like a morning at the movies a couple times a
Free.
year, and it's free for you, so it's like, why not take advantage of those? And already you're at 4 events that are costing you nothing, I mean, I think Shredford just like
Shredford is like
$120.
$175.
Yeah, but it's like very easy, not expensive, go ahead.
In terms of like mass sending out invites, would you
Yeah.
recommend using like Evite or
Yeah,
other
so
different services?
I've done different things, and I think for any event, you have to have like a multi-pronged strategy. So like for me, if I've got an event of any kind coming up, it's in my monthly newsletter, it's on social media multiple times, both in the in the feed and in stories, and in stories you have to put it up there every few days, you know, because it goes away every 24 hours. But all of those are very passive, right? So it's like you're just hoping somebody sees it and it goes, oh my gosh, she's talking to me, she's invited me. So you have to also have a more active invitation as well. So I do like to use like Punchbowl, just like Evite. I like using that, but again, that's still somewhat passive. It's a little bit more personal than it's in the email newsletter, but it's still, I still think that at the end of the day, the phone calls and the individual texts are where you get the farthest, where they can tell this is not just a mass thing that you're sending out, you're thinking, oh my gosh, you know what's coming up and Rob would love it, I'm gonna make sure I invite him. And that's really where you get the touches, because even though it says 9 events, you really should have about 3 touches per event.
6,
right?
maybe.
So yeah,
6.
I'm saying minimum 3. So that's minimum. That's inviting them, they come to the event and you follow up after the event. It's minimum.
Twilio works good through Twilio,
Oh,
through
yeah.
command,
Right.
use that through command.
Yeah, through the texting. But I think that, and there's a million different kinds of events you can do, but really you have to think through, it's not necessarily in making the, most amazing event ever. It's really just thinking through what will add value, what will people maybe wanna come to, or like be a reason to kind of gather. And then the value is not in them coming, the value is in the invitation. You're inviting them into something, and even
And
if
you don't
they're
always
not
have.
coming, you're inviting them into a thing, and they're going, oh my gosh, Libby's not just trying to like bug me about selling her house, she's like inviting me to cool stuff all the time.
I think it's important because limiting belief is, oh, I'm not gonna have a lot of people come, right? If you have 5 people, home run, right? If you get 10,
Yeah.
grand slam,
Absolutely.
right? I mean,
that's
so most
also-
of yours in the beginning weren't like,
No, and that's
Throngs
also
of
what's so awesome about utilizing the office events. If you have one person, it doesn't feel like you only have one person because everybody's bringing people. So it's like, oh my gosh, it's so low stakes. But no, my first few events, like, I think before I started the happy hours, I did the thanks a latte, where set it up at a coffee shop. Hey, I'm gonna be here for a couple hours. Come by anytime. I'm gonna buy you your favorite preferred coffee drink. And it's, I think I probably had 5 to 10 people come over 2 hours, but they don't know. I'm like, oh, people just love, I'm so glad you could come. And you're getting that like individualized time, which is great.
When you do it on social media, say like on the feed and all that, do you have a specific list? Like how do you,
Like that I'm trying to push it to.
yeah,
I don't.
you don't?
I know there's a way to kind of like target, but no, I mean, I just throw it out there for anybody to see. And I focus more on my like, I wanna make sure XYZ sees it on like phone calls and texts, like just
Okay.
more individualized. But I know there's a way you can like download your client list and like put it in to be your, I've never done it before,
Yeah,
so.
okay.
Has anybody done that? No, it's
That's
okay.
some of that
Download your
work
client
to
list from
me.
Facebook?
It's like you can, it's like you can make
You
a
can make a
list on
list.
Facebook of like your people to push it in front of them more.
So you send it out to agents and everything?
Well, what I think what maybe like the easiest way to do it sometimes when people make a more targeted list is people will create an event page on
Right.
Facebook
Right.
and then invite specific people that
Right.
way. So they'll create an event page and then
Right.
send it to the people they wanna see it
But
from
I
there.
think, well, and when you do it, that's doing an ad, right?
no,
You
you
don't have to
just
do
like
it
an
after
event.
that,
No, but
yeah.
not for the event, but I
Oh.
mean when you're trying to target, I think you can target with an ad of the list.
you can, but that's generic
Target for
list,
what?
it's
That's
not.
a generic.
Yeah, with the
Target
ad, it's gonna be like per dollar is gonna be the reach that it has,
Right.
and it's more
I
so
don't do much of
algorithm
that.
based, so that's if you want it to be
Is
a
your
public
Facebook
event.
page private or?
I have a business, I have a,
It's on your business, so
Mhm.
anybody can look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have business also, so that's where you
Yeah.
put it, not on your private.
on my personal, I'll probably share my business one,
Yeah.
so people can see it on
Okay.
both.
That's
But
what
I have personal and business, both Instagram and Facebook's. I think probably the smarter way, honestly, is just to do it all from your personal, but I just set it up this way 8 years ago and I'm in too deep, so. I'm in too deep to go back.
Yeah, because it kind of overlaps anyways, what I've noticed, cause I have an Instagram that's business and also like non-business,
Right,
but I feel like it overlaps.
right,
But I keep mine private because I just get creeped out with the fact that it, you know, I feel like there's some weird people looking at my posts sometimes, like when I look at the list of eyes or looking and I'm
Oh,
like,
funny.
who are these people?
right, you're like,
You know, what if they look me up and then they find me, you know, because people are creeps.
Yeah.
You don't, do you ever feel that way? Okay.
Yeah, I'm also a pretty, like, on the anxiety scale, I'm down here, like, I'm just
Yeah.
not like a, but I know that, I mean, I'm sure there are some valid concerns, but, well, and also I'm like, I'm not inviting people, I'm inviting people to events in public or people that know where I am, like, I've never felt like, oh, what if somebody weird comes? I don't know, I'll meet them, I'll make their coffee, like, I don't know, it can't be that bad. So, yeah, so I think the, other events that are super easy to do, like a happy hour or thanks a latte kind of thing, is super easy. I do a lot at Variant Brewing's kind of my brewery of choice. Let them know ahead of time, save a couple tables for me. Do it either on an evening or more popular is like a Sunday afternoon, kind of like that open house time. That's a lot of times when people are free. Hey, I'm coming by, bring the fam, and you know, I'll buy your beer, you know, and I keep it pretty darn simple. And the same with the thanks to lattes at a coffee shop, same idea.
You can
But usually do like a
team up with someone too, so like, I've seen a couple of agents, they do thanks a latte, and she's going to her clients and the other one's going to her clients, that way,
Yeah.
there's the fear of, I'm standing there the whole time, I don't know, I have this fear, right,
Yeah.
so,
Right. No, for sure, there's definitely people that have done that together. I never really have, but I know that's a thing. Seminars, you can do a ton of seminars and even like, which are gonna obviously be more specified, so it's gonna be a smaller group. I did one this, in January, which was really fun. I did it here in this room, and it was a, wealth building seminar, and it mostly focused on like building wealth through real estate. And anytime you're not an expert, just bring people that are. So like my CPA came and a couple investors came that I know that have done it way better than I have. Terry Berger like kind of led it. And it was really fun to have like 15 different people from my sphere just here learning about, you know, investing through real estate. And then I kind of figure out how interested are they, and if I find an opportunity, those are gonna be people I call first kind of thing. So, but you can also do like a first time homebuyer seminar, even like about downsizing or like decluttering, like those are kind of things that hit the different itches. And then take advantage of kind of the themes throughout the year, holidays. My favorite event of the year is coming up for me in like a week and a half. I do mini photo sessions, hire a professional photographer,
Yes.
go to a park, and it's really that simple. Everybody gets a 5-minute slot. They show up 10 minutes early. I'm gonna treat them. They don't know I'm gonna have like a little mobile coffee bar there this year and sugar cookies with my logo and stuff. And cornhole for them to kind of hang out, and then they go get their pictures, hang out for a little bit, and then just be on their way, and that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in this season, the photo sessions are like very successful because people are looking to take family photos
Yeah.
anyways, and so that's something just to lean into if you can.
For sure.
And then if you can't afford like a photographer for your event, what I've done before, kind of like the Thanks a Latte, I've done ice cream socials,
Yeah.
but I've gotten like a little film camera and like took a
Right.
picture with each person that came, and then there's a place that I go to get them in digital form, and I
Right.
just sent them the photo with the thank you.
That's awesome,
And
yeah.
that's something where like they have something where they can attach your
Right.
like face with it still, they really appreciate it. And it didn't cost you the cost of a professional photographer,
Right.
whether it's like you have your cell phone or anything, but
Right.
I'll say like take some photos with the people and then just send it back to them like with a thank you.
Oh, that's a great idea. I should do that more.
Question. Tell me more about the mobile coffee bar, cause my event is this weekend.
I'm using Recuerdos.
What
They
is
were
it?
cheaper than others. REC, recuerdo, like the Spanish word,
REC,
UERDO. They do book up though, so it might be hard to, but you can reach out.
And they've got a mobile coffee bar?
He's a mobile, yeah, he owns the mobile coffee bar.
How does that work?
He just comes in and like crafts whatever, like has a menu of, specialty
one's
coffee
more.
drinks. And, you pay for his time and then everybody can get whatever they want,
It comes to the house or?
wherever you want.
Okay, it's not like a truck.
You come to a park for me.
So what's the cost
It's
on
a
that?
cart.
Ballpark?
It was like 900
Whoa.
But that includes all the drinks, everything, him and,
for like 50 people, yeah,
Is this coffee good?
we'll see.
How much is the coffee?
$900, it better be good, right?
Yeah, 900, so it should be good, we'll see.
$900 for the coffee?
For 50.
Yeah, for like 50 people, unlimited
Oh, for
coffee,
50 people,
yeah,
okay,
whatever.
and you're splitting that with the sponsor? So it's
No,
not-
I pay for my own stuff, I always
You
have.
pay for that.
I don't like this, but if that's a
Yeah.
thing, if you're like, oh, I've got a tight budget, you can ask any kind of, lender, whoever, to help you, I always just do my
That's
own stuff.
$18 a coffee.
Again, I'm doing
Multiple
things,
coffees, it may be 3 cups.
yeah, and I'm doing things now that I wouldn't have done when I was
Done
new.
before, yeah.
I spend more money now because,
She's bougie.
You can.
well, because I can, yeah, and I want to
You want
make,
that word.
it's more about, for me, for so long I had, and I still struggle with the limiting mindset, but now it's more to me of like, how can I make the experience special?
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying.
So it could
And then my other
be-
quote was 1,700, so
Ooh.
look at that, it's cheaper.
Right.
So it could be though, and you just gave me an idea. You go to the dollar store, $1.25 store, get you, my people, I probably have 25 people.
No, my first
Get you
time,
a coffee cup,
yeah,
put a little $5 Dunkin' Donuts coffee cup, like, because I
well,
do
even,
that cup.
I say
Card in
before
there,
I
and
used
that's
to,
what, $6 a person, here you go.
well, and before,
Right,
even
yeah.
cheaper, before I used to just get donuts and
And
the
get your coffee,
big carts of
and
coffee and
and
you
set
get a
up a
couple
table.
creamers and sugar and
Oh,
hey,
that's what
here you
I'm
go.
gonna do.
So if you're on it, there's ways to do it, but
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
No, but I really
Don't
like
think
this
about.
idea because there are a
Yeah.
lot of bougie clients out there.
Oh, yeah.
So forget if you're trying to be bougie or not. I know a lot of people who want the experience
Yeah,
because they're
yeah,
so
yeah.
bougie.
And
Yeah.
it gives you 5 minutes of conversation with them or more.
Right.
Let's buy a bougie
Yeah,
house.
and now all of a sudden they're lingering a little bit more, they have a reason to speak.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
10 times better than a phone call.
Exactly, so it's like that's, the face-to-face kind of things.
Yeah.
You could do like a backyard movie night, super fun and actually not that expensive, especially you make an investment in the projector and screen, or you can borrow it probably for some of these people.
You can rent the blow up ones.
Yeah, so yeah, you could rent them, and that's just like a super fun, that would be like a fun late summer thing, stay up late, do that. Like there's a ton of different ideas, it's really just what sounds fun to me, what's gonna kind of touch different segments of my database, what can I implement? And you also do wanna think budget, how much money have I already set aside in my business? If I haven't, I'm gonna start setting aside X amount per check to be able to do these in the future, kind of thing.
This is another just experience things, but this is for the kids. I went to a pumpkin patch this weekend and they had a bounce house there, and I talked to the guy who did the bounce house because I never thought about like what does it cost to rent a bounce house, and it was $350. So
Right,
just
300 to
depending-
400.
Yeah, and so just depending on what it was, but all the parents had to linger around, and all these
Exactly.
people were just sitting there
That's
as
how
their
you
kids
get
were like
parents and young
bouncing
kids
around.
to
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah.
Wear 'em out.
They're gonna linger,
Yeah,
they're
so
gonna wanna
it's
hang
a
around.
$400 distraction.
Were
Yeah.
well spent.
Absolutely. Any other questions on events or thoughts? Yeah, so there's a ton you can do, it's just figuring out what do you wanna do and again, an event that attracts one person is not gonna attract the other, that's why I do so many, is cause I'm not getting the same people at all 9 events. Like I've got kind of my variant happy hour crew and every once in a while it changes slightly, but it's like that's pretty much getting the same people. So now it's more like, okay, well what can I do that's new and different that somebody will show up that I go, oh my gosh, I shred and purge, that's always one for me that I'm like, they won't show up to anything else, but they're coming to dump their stuff. So it's really kind of thinking through what's gonna be a valuable invite to one person is not gonna be a value to another person. And for my first time this year, I did do the Braves thing, and I will say it was super fun. It is expensive, but I spent a third of what, when I asked somebody in another agent office who's done it, I spent a third of what she told me she spent. So I'm like, I still feel good about it. It was a lot of money, but it was memorable, and it was 3.5 hours with my people. So like that is.
Did you do a suite?
No.
Oh, okay.
How many people showed up?
Well, I mean, I had specific tickets. So it was, I think I had 60 to 70, I think I got more, it might have been, it ended up 70. Went to Antico before,
Yeah.
had pizza, which is way cheaper than many of the other food options, or in the park. And then we were in like a 300 section, it's not that fancy, but it was covered, and it was in the summer, so it was hot, so we had shade, and it was like, everybody raved, like, this is so fun, you know?
Yeah.
So we had a great time, and I'll be doing that again next year.
Half a
Can I
trip
add
was
one
that?
thing? On sporting events, know your friends that are season ticket holders.
Yes.
Cause I've done this before as a closing gift. I have an aunt and uncle where they're Hawks season ticket holders, and I just ask them like, is there any games that you don't want to go to? And there's some other people I know, and like they'll usually be willing to like just transfer the tickets to you or give them to you at a much lesser price, and you can be able to gift those to your clients.
And that actually goes into my next thing. So
Oh, wow,
something I
that's
started last
That's a
year
good
is
idea.
doing
Giveaways.
giveaways. It's been such a win and so fun, and that's a perfect example. You don't always have to spend the money for the item of value. You might have connections like that where it's like, okay, cool, I've got 2 tickets to, and that would be really fun, and I'm gonna do a giveaway and try to see how I can like leverage these things. So they're super fun for me. You can do it a couple different ways. Like reverse bold style means that like, hey, I'm gonna pick a day and you gotta call me anytime that day to enter. And your whole day is dedicated to answering your phone, asking them a few questions, and that's it. I did it that way once and I'll never do it that way again, but that's just me.
Ellie loves those.
I just have
reverse
too
bowls.
much
Oh
going
my
on and not
gosh.
enough
Yeah.
people to
Take the
take
calls.
off and only do that for a day. But it is very effective if you have that, or if you wanna try that way. So what I've landed on is I do it through a Google form, and it's super easy. I have one running right now, you can look it up on my socials if you want to. But they all you have to do, and I text it to people too, because nobody's gonna actually go and link from your socials. It's very rare, it feels like, but I put it in my newsletter. I do it a couple different ways to get it in front of people. But all I'm asking for is their name, first and last name, their email and their phone number, and then there's a drop down of I'm looking to make a move this year, in the next few years, or no current plans to make a move. And even I'm always shocked, there's people, and I keep in touch with people pretty well, and there's always people that say, oh, I'm looking to make a move in the next few years, where I'm like, I didn't know they were thinking that. So then, again, that's a conversation. Next time I see them, or I'm making a call going, hey, I just saw you enter this is so awesome. Tell me about your plans. What's the house that you're gonna be waiting for? I'm gonna start looking. I know you're not there yet, but let's start having these conversations. And then I always do for 5 bonus entries, share the name and contact information of somebody you know looking to make a move. Because then all of a sudden I've got a referral. And immediately I thank them for sending a referral. Hey, thank you so much for sending Sharon's name. I'm really excited to reach out. Is there anything I should know about her before I call her? Oh, it's my next door neighbor, she already has a sign in the yard. Oh, okay, that's great. Well, okay, she's already working. But other times it's like, oh, it's my aunt and they're moving here from New York and they're coming in town next month. Okay, awesome, now I have more information to have that conversation.
I did these this year, for a lot of you, I got back into the business, right? So I am trying to find easy ways to re-engage my database. So I did Braves tickets, I did mobile detail, which I see you got on there.
Yep.
And next one I'm gonna do is next month I'm doing the Blackstone.
Oh, nice, yeah, I've done that one too.
You're doing the what next month?
The Blackstone, it's the griddle,
Yeah, it's
barbecue griddle,
big
Yeah.
grill.
but you can get them for like $200.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're not that, and I usually
You can
do,
get the Weber ones too that are a little cheaper.
yeah.
Yeah,
I usually do like the $250 to $400 range, like I'm not
Yeah.
spending crazy. I heard of one person, I'm not saying I'm gonna do this, but I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that did I'm gonna pay your mortgage for a month.
Well, you wanna take over the month?
I know. I was like, oh, I'm not ready to spend, I know what some people pay to their mortgage.
You always say to people that have the old rate.
Right, they're like, $2,000 woman. Yeah, I'm just like, woo, that is, but again, I mean, you can give away whatever you want. Right now, I'm running one, and this is my first time I'm giving options, because I'm like, how do you get everybody to be interested in it? Because people already have things, or they don't like grilling, whatever it is. So this, right now, I'm doing a solo stove, which is like the smokeless bonfire, AirPods Pro, or a $250 gift card to Canoe. So it's like, you're gonna want one of those things in the winter, you can just pick which one they want. But yeah, they're super easy, they're really fun. You have to be on the, the following up with people. Hey, thanks so much for entering. I'm crossing my fingers you win. I'm announcing the winner on X day, because you use it. They took the time to enter, you take the time to follow up and thank them for entering, and then let them know who won. I usually post that like as a live on social media too, but it's pretty easy and fun. The other thing, I don't have them with me, I'm big on handwritten cards. This goes back actually before even, because you do it, they make you do it in Ignite. Before that, I was, again, in nonprofit, so I raised money, so I was already very used to doing handwritten thank you cards and birthday cards and like thanking people that believed in me to give me money. So it's such an easy way to stand out. People don't get mail besides bills and catalogs, really. It's like, unless you have a sweet grandma who likes writing cards still, so, which my grandma is always incredible. It's like, always there on the right day. It's amazing. So I'm big on handwritten cards, and I do it easy, bulk buy on Amazon, and I have mine all ready for the next couple months usually, and then I just get in the office on Monday, okay, these are the cards for the week. I'm gonna write them at team meeting or whatever meetings I'm going to, throw them in the mail, and it's just an easy way to stay in touch. Pop buys are another thing that I used to do more, because really pop buys are awesome when you have time and you have limited funds, and as your business grows, you have more money but less time. So I don't do as many as I used to do now, just because they are kind of hard to scale. But they are an awesome touch when you're new, because you don't have to spend much money. You can get, I almost never even spent $1 per thing. You want something really small, like Valentine's Day, I gave a little conversation hearts with a little tag, are you ready to have a conversation about real estate? I'm your gal. Like super easy. Pop buy, I think I put the website on there, popbuyideas.com will give you more ideas than you ever even could use or want.
Yeah.
So those are a great touch, and now how I use them, because I started having, like last year, I think I was out of the mindset of like, oh, I don't have time for that. Now, instead of thinking that, I really think through, okay, I've got this big database and I have all these events this year, who do I need to see? Who didn't come to any events, and who am I trying to reach out to and is not answering when I call them or text them? Who do I need to get face to face with? And those are gonna be the people that I'm gonna, if it's slower in December or January, well, I'm gonna pop by with like a thing of chocolate, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what the item is. I'm just gonna go by their house or their work and go, oh my gosh, I just wanted to get in front of you. I don't mean to spend much time, but here you go. I was just thinking of you and I have this for you. You have 2 minutes and you just have a quick chat and cool. And then again, it's just a way to cultivate relationships, and it's an excuse. And I also do like the 4th of July flags, and I'm giving out branded leaf bags for the first time right now, which is kind of fun. And I usually do some kind of end of year / holiday gift thing. But that's really kind of it. I say that it takes a lot of time to implement all of the things. But what my challenge to you, and I have some more questions for you to think through, but my challenge for you, as we are in October, November are the business planning months, right? You're looking at your goals, you're doing your finances, and you're figuring out what's my goal for 2025. And after you figure out what you need and what your goal is, you have to think, how am I gonna get there? So your plan might look very different than mine, which is totally fine, but I challenge you to make a plan now, and then instead of trying to reinvent the wheel every month or every time you see an agent that has an idea and did a thing, just stick to your plan. Just do what you said you were gonna do. Take the time to craft it now, so you're being intentional and you're thinking through what are different ways to touch my different people, and then go for it. So, and also to kind of think through what budget, again, when you're business planning, okay, what budget do I have to set aside to care for my database? Okay, well, I'm gonna work within that budget and maximize it, There's no shame if you don't have the budget to spend thousands on a Braves event or, you know, $900 on a stupid coffee cart, that's okay. What budget do you have? How can you make the most of it with
Bless
your
you.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah, go for it.
So, what promotional items would you say are actually valuable instead of just something that people are just gonna throw out
that's a
or
great
leave
great
behind?
Great question.
I give away tape measures that are branded. I bring that to the home inspection when someone's buying a house going, oh my gosh, it's inspection day, here you go, if you wanna measure anything, now's the time. I also, my next purchase is gonna be flashlights.
Yes.
Never have enough flashlights. Those are more expensive items. I've got keychains and pens, my pens are not good, I think
The
you have
tape
my
measure's
pens.
good, cause it sits in the junk drawer in your kitchen.
Always, right.
Always.
And even if you have a couple that it's like, well, you need more, you lose them, your husband drives over it, like whatever, you just need more tape measures. I'm trying to think of, I mean, I've done coffee mugs, I do like the nice, I've got like the Yeti mugs for referrals, and I also have branded candles, which is random, but they're cute, and it's like new home smell, oh my gosh, it's fun. Those are like kind of referral gifts of like, hey, you sent me a referral, whether it closes or not, here's a gift to thank you. But those I think are both fun, and I also have like, you know, like more the campfire, like open coffee mug thing that I've done as a promo item. I'm trying to think of what else I've done. We did the leaf bags recently.
Oh, you have the boxes, the moving boxes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got those tags.
So
for the
I
moving
do,
boxes.
well, yeah, like as a way to thank people throughout the process, I kind of try to mark the occasion of buying a house with different little things. So like at the inspection, if you're a buyer, at the inspection I come with the tape measure. And then once we get past appraisal, or sometimes I'll do it post-inspection, it kind of depends on what the negotiations were like. I have a Let's Get Packing little pack, and it comes with custom moving tape that's branded. I can't remember what company it was, I just Googled it, I'm sure, and got a bunch of them. So that's like, and then I get the label boxes from Amazon in bulk of like, you know, pink for kitchen, green for, and I go, oh my gosh, let's get packing, here you go. It is really cute to do the moving boxes too, I've never done that just because they're big.
Yeah.
And also I'm like, do you give one, does that matter? Do you
Yeah.
give 2, 4, 5, that's expensive. So I do packing tape instead of the boxes, although I think the box is a very cute idea. And it's a fun way for both buyers and sellers to celebrate, hey, we made it past this big milestone, like let's get packing, you're on your way to closing. I'm trying to think of other things that are like branded that I have, or I think that's kind of, and I do think it's fun to have like your own swag that's again like a little bit, not just like, this isn't really like fall festival and giving out hundreds, but like as a way to thank your VIPs or people who referred you. Last year I made really cozy sweatshirts, and it's been so fun throughout the year, like people love them, and they're also kind of exclusive intentionally, right? If people are like, oh my god, that sweatshirt's amazing, I want one. Well, that's for people who refer me business, so you can get one next year, you know, like, so that's been really fun, and this year I'm doing like, not like quite a duffel bag, but it's like a carry-on kind of bag.
Yeah.
It's like the Calpac dupe from Quince, and they're gonna be with my logo on it, and I'm giving that as like my referral thank you. Cause I figure, I used to do like the Advent wine calendars, and then it's like a nice wreath if they're not drinkers. But I like the idea of having more branded stuff, so I've moved to, okay, let's like do something more luxury, but it has the brand on it, so they kind of can keep it forever and see me. I'm trying to think of other things. Anybody else have fun ideas or things you've done that you've kept, loved?
There was one at, I don't know, it was family reunion or something, that they branded people as their ambassadors,
Ambassadors, yeah.
right? So instead of an East Cobb ambassador, it could be like for your neighborhood, right? You know, East Hampton ambassador or whatever. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah,
How does that work? What is,
It's a t-shirt or a sweatshirt.
that's fun. I
You
like
know?
that.
so wait, you create a t-shirt and you,
You only give it to a few that are really good clients of yours, and they're an ambassador, and you also let them know, if I have people looking in this neighborhood or new to the area, would you be happy to talk to them or whatever?
Yeah.
That's nice.
So they're an ambassador.
Yeah, that's fun.
I still don't get it, like what are you doing
Ambassador
for that?
for like, are you?
Is this an
Prince Homes
event or is
whatever?
this a t-shirt? What
It's
is
a
I'm
shirt.
confused.
So mine's Back Nine Realty, right?
Yeah.
If you're, an ambassador, right? Let's say you live in Indian Hills, right? I want an ambassador in Indian Hills, so I call up Fred. Hey Fred, I'm gonna give you this sweatshirt and everything, but here's the real thing. When I have people looking in this area, I wanna connect them with people with you and, maybe youth sports or band or football or golf or whatever. And
You're giving
it's
them
not-
a job to promote.
yeah, it's not
the
just
job.
me
You're gonna ask
saying
them
this
to
is a
wear
great
this
area,
sweatshirt.
right?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
And then they walk around with it and then people go, where'd you get that? Well, I work with Rob Prince, you should work with him, and
Wait, so are you paying them or just giving them the t-shirt? That is.
You're giving them a
Don't
t-shirt.
overthink
Hey,
it, darling,
be
you're
my
just
eyes.
giving them a t-shirt, you're
Just
not
a
paying
favor,
them.
you ask.
Yeah.
This is your
Wear the
VIP
feature so they
client.
can call me.
This is your referral, the person who
Yeah.
refers you, a lot of people.
Okay.
You're like, okay, when I have a
Yeah.
new client move into town, can you talk to them, tell them about the schools
Right.
here? Tell them things that I cannot say because I'm a realtor, and that will be considered
Yes.
steering.
Yeah.
Jalen, what you got?
I was gonna say, classic is pins.
Yeah.
Classic is pins, but I've done cutting boards before.
Yes, I
like
have branded
you do
cutting
like branded cutting boards for a closing gift.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a logo, putting it on like a Stanley or like a smaller like portable coffee cup, something
I think
like
the best
that.
one is Cutco because number
Yeah.
one, they're awesome.
You cannot give them to Asian clients.
Yes, it's insulting because
Wait, what is it?
it
What?
You
it
can't
means
give
you're
anything
cutting the
sharp.
relationship.
To an Asian client because culturally,
Yes.
that's you cutting the
Cutting
ties
the
of your
relationship.
Oh
Just
wow.
to
Did you know
FYI.
that?
Oh,
Yeah.
Nothing sharp,
Yeah.
no scissors, no knife, nothing sharp.
Learn
Yeah.
something new.
But anybody that's not Asian, they love cutouts. I know.
I was gonna say
I learned
another
something new
thing.
today.
Yeah.
I know you said you don't like using like sponsorship dollars, in which it's a blessing, but if anyone is like speaking with their lenders or insurance agents or other stuff like that, a lot of them have budgets that they have to spend towards marketing and events, and especially this time of year, when you're just talking with your lenders or anything like that, just ask them like, hey, do you have any funds that you have to spend before the end of the year? And you could
Absolutely.
possibly collab on an event from there.
Ask them and then make sure that you are thanking them by sending them actual business.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
as
will
it,
tell you, my husband's a lender, and
Yes.
the audacity of agents that have never sent him a referral
Yeah.
being like, hey, will you pay for my fall festival?
yeah,
And I'm always like, the answer's no. He's like, no, I'm gonna do it.
yeah, no, so
He's too nice.
as an ex-lender,
Very
right,
nice.
and someone who was on a very big team saw them abuse the lender and it
Yes.
drove me crazy,
Yes.
right? So if you are using them, I would say you're giving them at least 5 to 10 deals a year.
Yeah.
Just keep that in the back of your mind as a courtesy,
For sure.
right?
For what amount of money, like, for,
Doesn't matter, cause the loan amounts are,
Yeah, all over
Yeah.
the place.
but they need to be seeing something.
Yeah, they're seeing your name come in when somebody comes along, so, yeah. I don't know. Any other questions? Oh, ornaments, it's another fun thing.
Yeah, ornaments are
Obviously,
really good.
more
They're
Christian people,
expensive.
but I know, I give them to past clients, like, hey, you bought a house this year, and I do the picture of the house and the picture of them at my photo event, and it's branded with Listed by Libby, so that's a fun little, like, seasonal touch. I think anything seasonal too is, like, fun little, who did, Reed, Silverton does the pumpkin scoopers.
Yes.
Those are so cute.
Those are
They're
cute.
$3 a piece, so they're not super cheap, but I'm
Yeah.
like, that would be a fun Halloween touch. I used to do even like pop by Halloween hands and you fill the glove with the candy and a spider ring and it's like, that takes a lot of time.
I'm not sure what it cost, but Silverton, the like golf ball chapstick
so
that they
good.
did, it hasn't left my desk since they passed them out.
Yeah, no, that's fun. Chapsticks are a fun one, I think.
Yeah.
And like baby onesies, and anytime somebody, I don't actually do baby onesies because I feel like you get so many in your room. But I do, I mean, I send like a gift card to DoorDash, but I do think baby onesies are cute, or like kid shirts, like, oh, you're expecting, here's a little something, it's branded. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a ton of things you can do.
She speaks.
Figuring out what you would want. What would you get from somebody that you wouldn't throw away? I would throw away
A book.
things.
A book. And I've given books to babies.
Yeah.
And they keep them forever
Right.
and ever and ever and ever.
Until I buy them from a thrift store and it's got your logo on it. Go ahead, Shark.
So another thing I've done is use Uber Eats as well, just to like, and this could be expensive, and I haven't like, you know, I just actually, just like you, like if you enjoy doing certain things, you just do it. You don't even think about, okay, what's my budget? So like for certain clients, when I knew one of them was having a baby, I was like, I'm gonna send them a meal. And just because, you know, when they come home, if like there's these like home caterers, so I'm supporting small businesses, I'm not just, so sometimes I've used Uber, sometimes I've called up like
That's a great idea.
small business home caterers
Yeah.
that are running a business from their home, and they appreciate it. And then they can become your ambassadors too, because you're connecting with them as a small business and saying, hey, so and so needs so and so
Help you care
food
for.
and help and care, so I've done that too.
That's a cute idea.
Yeah, so that's my suggestion, and my question is, when you do certain things, like the events, for example, the coffee one, how do you decide you're gonna make it a public one for everyone? Which ones are you making public? Which ones are you, so the coffee one's not, you're putting that on your Facebook to like anybody?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you might have a homeless person
The
show up.
amount of people
just kidding.
that make the effort to actually come to an event
It's a
Yeah,
lot.
is
it's
so
so
low.
small,
It doesn't
so
hurt
small.
me to put it out. And even like with my giveaways, I've had one or two before where I'm like, oh my god, I wanted to do this. It's an agent that put it in, and I just delete them. I'm like, love you, but no, you're not gonna win my giveaway. you
You
know?
mean I can't
So
get
I-
this
So I
big
do,
thingy?
my solo stuff.
Yeah, I'd like that.
You can apply and I'll delete you. And I love you, I just, I don't want $250 left, that's all. But no, I do pretty much everything public. It's just,
Okay.
it's like, if somebody weird comments, like, okay, but I'm not there by myself, you know,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
And half the time my family is there too and running around and it's chaotic and it's just like, hey, glad to see you, hug you, get a coffee on me and hopefully you have another conversation with them, but it's like if you don't, it's still a value. And you follow up after, I love seeing you, we need to catch up, let's grab lunch, like whatever it is, so.
Okay,
Yeah, so all my stuff's public.
so you're advertising every one of these on your public Facebook is one way you're advertising, and then you're also maybe texting them, calling them,
Yeah,
other ways of,
maybe
touching.
United Punch Bowl, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, and you can look, it's listed by Libby's, my Instagram, and it's, everything on my Facebook is also on Instagram, so you can look at these.
So how, cause I don't have enough followers on my Instagram,
Yeah,
and
no, it's hard.
I'm so Facebook, right, cause I think that's my,
I think it's easier to get people on Instagram, cause you literally just go to your favorite restaurant nearby.
Yeah.
Everybody's following them, you should follow them. And then there's that deal of reciprocity where sometimes they're like, oh, who's following me? Oh, well, maybe I'll follow them back.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be one for one, but like, those are people that probably live nearby, if they love the restaurant you love around the corner and your shop and your golf course, all those things.
Yeah.
And just follow, like, you can only do it so many times a day, like you can't add 1,000 people a day, but like,
right,
that's just a good way to kind of gain people that are like real.
And also, if you're doing an event with, say, that restaurant,
Yeah.
you can do a joint post with
Yeah, do a
them.
joint post and then it'll show up on their feed and people might,
Yeah.
follow you and whatever. Yeah, absolutely, good idea. But yeah. Yeah, I think it's really just kind of about paying attention to your people, finding ways to celebrate them and, you know, bring them together. Just, the goal is just when they think real estate, they think you. That's the goal of whatever you're doing, you know, so. Yay, well, I'm here for questions always, even after this. You guys should all have my number, I didn't put my number up, I guess I didn't.
Thank you so much.
And you guys, before you run out, Sahar, our business planning clinic is November 7th. And it's from 9 to 3, and it is with bold coach James Farron. So please spread the word. It's gonna be a real clinic and it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. Yes.
Thank you.
You are
Wonderful.
Thank you.
alright, I got more questions.
This was fun.
So-
Wrap up
Yeah,
the
you.
meeting.
Yes, thank you,
You're
Libby,
very welcome.
so much.
So,
Oh, let me grab you, come on.
in my house,
What do you think?
There
About
is
first
some-
class? Yeah, you got a lot of info.
that
I know.
You know it's a shit. Got it. Without putting it, like you would just put it on the ground.
There's only so many shields. Yeah, but there's only so many.
Yeah.
On the pop my website.
Even if you feel like I felt something, oh, wait, wait, wait.
The easiest way, you have to throw on the end of it. If you have a larger mallet,
So what was it?
start from the back, tap on it,
Non-perishable,
and keep
seasonally
going.
appropriate.
Eventually, when you're close enough to it, you'll hear something rattle.
And what do you do?
You either pull it off or stick it to the exhaust. Well,
You're doing something for them, they're more grateful.
because sometimes over time, where it screws in, it breaks off. From the water and the rust, it breaks. So
It's driving me crazy, because like now it's beautiful out, and I was having my windows down, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm excited to get started.
but taking it to the exhaust shop,
I'm ready to get it done.
that's something they can if you wanna do it, get like a
oh,
rubber
exhaust,
mallet.
I'm very proud to pace myself.
They should look at it.
Yeah.
What they charge you to fix it is different, but yeah, and now, worst case scenario, I say,
This is my.
is you caliper convert stuff come apart.
There we go. Let's go.
And it rattles. It comes apart as you're
you got a little
caliper.
honeycomb in it, starts to rattle.
Starts to rattle.
Let me get some water. All right, I'm gonna
Good luck.
Until it catches on fire.
But yeah, that's also something that I've seen. But you know, that's once you have high mileage, you can never replace them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100 seconds.
Just have to find a way to make it make sense.
It could be close.
Those are expensive.
Yeah.
You picked up an idea too, Rob?
I did,
Yeah.
Where's Taylor?
I just have to plan it,
Teaching.
Yeah.
I gotta put a schedule together, and then, once that's done,
They enjoy seeing it.
and I'll leverage it out.
Yeah, no, they enjoy seeing it. That's awesome.
Hello.
Yeah, good. Yeah, no problem. But I will say definitely, yeah, just so you know, like, who you're talking to. Look at that way, you know, like.
How are you?
The right questions, or like, even understand.
Just
how,
like, not like businesses, but it's going good.
Hey, if life is going good,
Everything else is good.
Making X amount of dollars. Some people may not know they have $120,000 in equity or something.
I didn't even think of using.
Yeah, so like that's the value that you're bringing to them. You know, you wanna bring some value.
I need to make some notes.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
thank you.
cool. Alright, cool. Hey,
Hey,
Erica.
how are you?
Good, good.
Gabe and I are talking again, so that's good.
You said what?
I said Gabe and I are talking again, so that's it.
Okay, alright, that's awesome. Progress. We love it, we love it.
Oh my gosh, you're one of my favorite. You are one of my favorite girls in the world. You're so adorable.